Hey guys, this is Parthenax. Just wanted to make a quick guide on what exactly is going on with Prophecies at the end game. Something super powerful, super helpful for essentially the rest of the end game for you in terms of finding gear that you need, looking for gear that other people might need, and all around just how the system works, kind of in a nutshell. This character here, not necessarily anything special, just something I made when the servers are kind of fucked. Essentially, all we have to do when we are playing through the campaign is get to the last act. Once you're in the last act, there'll be a quest that takes you to the observatory, and that is where essentially you'll get to choose between the kind of solo self-found version of the Prophecies, where you can essentially pick or kind of target the best gear or gear that you need, compared to being able to trade with other people for that best gear. So one important note, when you get the quest, it'll give you a choice between the two factions. You can either choose which one you want depending on how you want to play the game. This character's offline, solo self-found, so obviously it's kind of only one route this character can even go. But once you choose, the way this is going to work is as you play the game, you're going to unlock favor, and favor points will unlock different tiers of your reputation, which increase the rewards that you get throughout the game. The higher the favor, the more rewards you get, kind of justifying your choice the further that you go throughout the game. This character obviously is not super high, but the same principles apply. So as you are completing monoliths and echoes, you'll be gaining favor, and that currency can be used here in the observatory on these telescopes. So these telescopes give you a look at the different prophecies that are available for you. Each one of the telescopes has a different type of reward that you can be searching for. The east one is more for weapons. The west one more for idols and runes and glyphs, and as the north is more for armor, and south is more for jewelry and relics. So depending on what you need in your build, this is where you can kind of target farm somewhat, or get a better idea of where to go to get some of that gear from the Prophecies. So any of these pieces here are a good example for me. This character that I'm playing right now somewhat requires, or it's very helpful to have this unique chest armor, which right here, there is a reward for unique armor, and it's got 8 Weaver's Will on it, which that's pretty bankai. So what I would do is, I come up here, you can click on whichever of the prophecies that you want to follow, or that you want to complete. And in this, it's going to give you an event that you need to complete in order to essentially get that reward. And this one in particular, if you see at the top, it says fulfilled 0 out of 8 times. So you can farm this reward at least 8 times. And that is pretty powerful, especially if you're looking for a very specific piece of gear. This one does cost 4,000 favor, which I only currently right now have 5,000, so I could essentially just grab this one, but some of these others, as you can see, depending on what reward you're trying to go for, they will have different costs, but this one being pretty good, it's going to cost quite a bit. But essentially, this is how, if there is a piece of gear in your build that you really need, or some, out there gear that you just want to try out or try to figure out how to farm. Obviously, you can farm these within the monoliths themselves, but the difference is monolith, you're going to have a chance at a piece, but you're not 100% guaranteed to say find a chess piece that's unique, or see a node on your monoliths or your echoes that is, the exact type of rarity of the item piece that you want. And that's where this system comes into play. So you can essentially target farm more reliably. The other piece that's fairly important with this is these lenses. So this one is not necessarily the most go-to, but when you are looking for a piece of gear that you want, there's pretty easy ways to turn off certain certain content that you don't want to run. So these lenses in here under the greater lens, these give you 100% reduced chance for prophecies to have arena events. So all of these different lenses here give you a different way to turn off content essentially that you don't want to run or you don't want to interact with. That is pretty powerful, especially if your character is very weak to certain types of content. So for instance, if I never wanted to have any campaign events be kind of one of the completion conditions for me to complete a prophecy, I could buy this lens, slot it into the telescope up here, and that would prevent those prophecies from appearing in my telescope. Super helpful, super easy way to essentially target farm, turn off things you don't want to do or things that are annoying, things that, you know, aren't the best for your character to run. And a good example of what this character needs. So this character needs very badly this chest piece that keeps me on low life. It's really good for low life builds, obviously, because that's kind of its whole thing. But if I want to find this piece, I could, without this prophecy system, just mindlessly grind, look for those nodes on the monolith tier to see if maybe I get lucky and a unique chest comes available, which I can snag or try to go farm. But if you think about it, the amount of time it's going to take to not only find nodes like that on or in the monolith, but then also the chance that that one node drops the exact piece that you want, it's pretty low. So the way we combat that, the way that we increase our odds are with these prophecies. So specifically with this one, I'm going to essentially be able to guarantee that no matter what, when I complete this event, so Death of the Fire Lich Cremoris, I can guarantee that I have 8 attempts to get this unique or a unique armor piece for my chest by completing that event, if I choose this. So we're going to choose this. I do still have this on. A lot of people have turned this off, but you can disable the confirmation windows if you feel that, you know, this is annoying or you don't want to deal with making sure that you chose the right thing. Personally, on this character, it doesn't really matter, but I keep it on just in case maybe I accidentally misclick or something happens and I'm not going to be out of 4,000 favors. So yes, I choose that. Now it re-rolls. This time around, there are quite a few very good nodes for chess pieces. So in this scenario, we're looking for chess pieces still. And it looks like this one has 8 Weaver's Will, which 8 is pretty crazy, pretty bonkai. This one also has 8, which again, very good. This one is just a normal unique. It doesn't list anything about the Weaver's Will, but sometimes you'll also see these unique or the rewards like this, like a set helmet, but you get 3 of them. So you get 3 of these. This one also doesn't necessarily say how many times you can complete this event, but for these others, like these boots, you can have 4 completions of this task. You'd get 3 of these rare, or 3 groups of this rare boot each time. Same with this helmet up here. There's 2 that will drop. This looks like a one-time event, but all of these kind of to say the same thing. This is target farming your rewards, but in the best way. And if you think about this, so this reward here, you can only complete this 3 times, and you need to kill 3 bosses essentially for this. So it's not that difficult to complete this, but you can only complete it 3 times, and it costs 2,000 favor compared to this being double the price, 4,000 favor. But this one we can complete 8 times, and it looks like the only event we have is the death of a boss. We will get a unique armor with 8 Weaver's Will on the death of that boss. So this would be a very easy to farm chest. Same with this. Death of 1 boss. There's no condition to this, so we could technically go farm this boss, I believe, anywhere. Whereas this one needs to be within the monolith. This one also doesn't have to be anywhere. But some areas like this is a very specific boss that is wanting to die. So Rayam in the Black Sun timeline. So if we were to get this helm, or if we wanted to follow and go kill this boss to get this chance at these 2 unique helms, we would need to go to the Black Sun timeline, which is one of the monoliths, and complete the side quest on the side to, or fill up the stability. We would need to go in here and completely fill up the stability and complete the side quests to complete that entire monolith. Once we did so, 2 of these unique helmets would drop, and we would have 1 attempt to do that. Now, the one that I already have currently, on this character at least, well, this is the newest one that we just got, but this one is that Rayam the Black Sun event. So what I did, just ran through that monolith, completed all the quests and the side events for the timeline, and then boom, at the end we got a unique armor piece, which, spoiler, was not the right one that we needed, but it did help me understand exactly how the whole system works. So hopefully that's a good in-depth kind of discussion on how this system works. Obviously right now we're just looking for armor pieces, but you can have as many as you want to fill out the board here with weapons, jewelry, idols, you know, whatever piece of gear that you want. It all comes from searching for them here in the telescope, in the Prophecies window. I'd probably recommend looking for a weapon to begin with, depending on how impactful that is for your class. But if there is some piece of armor, some other piece of gear out there that you need that would kind of make your build succeed, this is where you would come to essentially target farm, or make sure that you're at least working towards target farming it while you're doing other content in the game, or while you're kind of multitasking and completing other things. There are these other lenses as well that we didn't really talk about, but they would be to increase the a chance that some of these nodes would pop off with, you know, what type of gear you're looking for. So 10% increased chance for finding body armor. I could stack this up to make it 30% if you really wanted to. It might be more valuable to turn off content than to search for this content, but the higher level that you go in terms of your rank with your faction, the more of these slots that you can fill out. Essentially, that is all you need to know for kind of a beginning look at the end game of gear farming and how to target farm any piece that you want that'll make your build shine. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe below. You can also follow me on Twitch for more games and some pretty bunkai moments. See you later, boys.